As a builder and AI consultant, I have seen time and again how many people fail and how many people succeed when it comes to real AI implementation. I'm Derek from Harnix AI, and today I'm going to show you how to really leverage AI transformation within your business. And this is coming from experience in the lens of consulting a number of small to medium to large businesses in AI transformation across New Zealand. One thing that I come across all the time is companies that think that they're AI enabled. And you really ask, how are you doing it? Are you building your own AI models? Are you using tools really effectively? Are they embedded within the workflow and in production? Everyone says, yeah, we use AI. And the most that they've ever used is going to ChatGPT and prompting some very basic things without actually really understanding why AI can be so powerful. In this video, I'm going to break down the 4 AI maturity strategies on leveling up. Essentially, consider your crawl, walk, and run framework. But the biggest takeaway that I want anyone to get out of watching this is that you can go and consult and do much better than the Deloittes, the KPMG, the McKinseys, you name it, by just having, number 1, a passion for AI, and number 2, really considering at its core, it is just a transformational tool. For businesses, what they really care about is just direct value. How can value be acquired, sustained, and continuous? So think of this AI maturity within a business, this thermometer where you increase in temperature, which means your maturity increases. And so number 1, at its core, you're going to have a lot of companies really just playing with a lot of different tools. And there'll be so many different skill gaps, right? There'll be some that are always on top of it, keeping on top of the latest models, platforms, tools, really wanting to change and experiment. And then you've got others that need a bit more structured thinking, but they'll come along. And then you've always got the laggards, the Luddites, the ones that are scared that their AI is going to take over and they just don't want to have anything with it. But what you're going to do is you're going to have unstructured, disparate experimentation when you end up introducing any new tool within the org. But what you have to do is you have to move to another level, which is, what are the use cases that you actually care about? What is the pain points, the problems that you're really facing? That's where you get into the use case of applying an AI tool. This is where I help businesses consult. I pick the tool, I find the use cases through some interviews, and then we can get into really showcasing what's possible. Once you start actually pointing AI to those use cases, you're going to get into essentially a very clear play or an operating model on how to do this consistently and provide value all the time. You're dealing with a probabilistic system. This thing is not always going to be 100% perfect. 9 out of 10 times it might be, maybe even 7 out of 10 times. And then the other times it might hallucinate or cause problems. But under this operating model, you've standardized the tool choice, you've given very clear directions on use cases, and then you're actually operating. And then the last step, which I rarely see businesses do, is get into this flywheel. They're continuously improving, they're keeping up with the latest and greatest, and they're almost cyclic from ad hoc to use case operating model to continuous improvement. I want to underpin what are the 4 key moats when it comes to actually helping businesses consult, right? What is the thing that they care about? And every time when you want to get the best out of AI, number 1 is they want organizational intelligence. They want access to their domain data, their company. This context is everything. And when you look into using AI in your business, you have to really think, what context can I provide the AI model? That's always the key. It's number 1. Number 2 is, how willing is the business wanting to change? And this can only come from leadership. A leader must guide their leadership team and give very clear incentives and instruction to drive AI change. And if that doesn't happen, you're killed. Number 3, process. Have you actually integrated AI in places that already works, right? This is the golden use case that will always be good. Some of these in practice, AI is really good at developing code, but only in very clear, specific scenarios. What is the process to use something like Cursor within key functions of software delivery? Or maybe Claude for design. If you're a researcher or analyst, use Gemini Deep Research or Perplexity, whatever the tool of your choice is. And last but not least, you get direct pain points from your customers. When you sit down in a meeting and they tell you exactly what problems they're facing, that is something that you can take and try and solve with AI, either through a service, or what we're actually doing is we've figured a pain point that is going to be so big and the market's growing that we actually think it's worth building a product. And when you get into this stage, you're going to really start being passionate about solving pain to provide value. So this is fundamentally the strategy that you need to employ if you're starting out your own AI consultancy and your own business or own product line. And there are so many that has grown from AI. N8N automation agencies and consultancies that'll teach you how to do ChatGPT. And at its core, I'm one of them as well. But I've had the pleasure and the privilege of being connected to really high value clients straight off the bat. And through that experience, I got access to this sales coach who doesn't do minimum 10 grand engagements and has a 97% closing rate on all proposals. And this person really broke it down fundamentally into this strategy pyramid. Number 1, why are you doing what you're doing? What is the business plan? Do you want to be $1 million service consultancy? Do you want to do a $100 million product route? Or is it just that you love AI technology so much that you just want to share the learnings? One of the key reasons I started Harnix AI was because I love the game of business. And my core mission is harness AI for humanity's benefit. I'm doing that through my business, through my co-founder. We're doing that through the service business we created, but also the product that we're about to create as well. And I'm also doing this by creating these YouTube videos and sharing it, because I really think there's a lot of founders and a lot of entrepreneurs that want to start their own, or maybe they're starting their own and they really need this particular advice. And so at its core, what you need is the why. Then you get into the very clear products and services for particular pain points. And this is the key. You need to have a pain point or a mission statement that is tied to this. Therefore, that you can think about the product and service that you're going to create out of it. And once you do that, the sales is directly tied to the services or products that you're trying to put out into the market. And only when you have these 3 fundamental things, you can get into marketing. People jump way too quickly and go straight to the marketing side. Maybe if you're just trying to create a distribution channel and you haven't figured out your product or service to sell to the community, but at the end of the day, the technology is always going to accelerate exponentially, but the change management and the people are always the same. This AI transformation is unlike any other. We have had AI built upon the titans of all of social media, mobile and personal computing, the infrastructure that has been set for the internet, the data centers, all of this big data that has come from years and years of evolution. And right now, generative AI with large language models, agentic web search and tool calling, and the investment that's going into this is really changing everything about knowledge work. I strongly believe, even if you just use the AI platforms and tools that are out there, Claude or ChatGPT as a large language model, Claude Code or Cursor from your code editor, or even if you're non-technical, go into Lovable or Easier or Bolt, and image and video generation that has come out from VO3, all of the stuff that from GPT-4, and it's crazy. It's honestly unfathomable. I really believe that those that don't take on these tools, that learn and evolve, are going to be left behind very quickly. And it's crazy how many people that are non-technical don't even know about the capability that is about to come. If you think about those that benefited from the internet when it first came, and the companies and the people and the individuals that they are now, it's the exact same, if not more exponential when it comes to AI. And we are at the precipice of great opportunity, which is why I implore everyone to really play with the tools, but more so from this video to understand creating a really valuable business that cares about its clients, that does practical transformation in this world, that doesn't just automate and trying to make money, but actually have meaningful change that benefits the core mission. And so hopefully this video helped. There'll be more of these kind of mind dumps and breakdowns as I progress through the journey of my own AI startup. And yeah, stay tuned.